What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. So Virgin Galactic, oh man, it's been a rough ride for this stock from $63 a couple months ago all the way down to $22 per share. It's down over 60%. So I want to go over why this is happening in this video. I want to break down what I'm doing with my position when it comes to Virgin Galactic stock. And of course, I want to share with you all my outlook. Where do I see this thing moving? And I want to make an argument as to why there could be more upside from here than there is downside. So if you all find value, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. That's greatly appreciated. And you all could check out the free resources down below, the Discord chat, the Facebook group, and you could get 30 bucks from M1 Finance, 10 bucks from Coinbase, and you could check out my Patreon. All of those are linked down below. So let's talk, guys. What the heck has been going on? Like I said, this thing is down over 60%, 65% to be exact, and there's no sight of a bottom quite yet. In fact, if we pull up this 20-day chart, well, honestly, you can't see it on the 20-day chart. The 90-day chart will show it. We've been in a straight downtrend ever since the beginning of February, right? We've been making lower lows, lower highs, and just recently, a couple days ago on the 16th of April, we took out the low from the beginning of March, which obviously means the downtrend is persisting, and we almost cracked into the teens. We hit $20 on the dot. That's the low point of the stock as of late, and we've seen a nice recovery since then. We're actually up about 10%, a little bit under 10%, from that $20 bottom out. And we'll go over in a second here, a couple minutes, why I think there could be some upside. But first, let's go over why the heck has this stock been selling off. You could argue one of the reasons, and this is pretty valid, honestly, if you looked across a lot of different SPACs and more of the higher risk investments, you're seeing a lot of money move out of those. At least you did the past couple of months, ever since February, and Virgin Galactic fits that category. It's speculative, it's higher risk, it was a SPAC, now it's a post-merger and so forth, and this went down a lot, as a lot of those SPACs and a lot of the higher risk investments did as well. So I'd say that's a pretty obvious reason, right? But if we look a little bit deeper, and I'm sure you guys saw the headlines, we've had some big figures in the company sell out of the stock, right? And that usually raises red flags. But I also want to tell you all why it might be a bit misleading at the same time. So Richard Branson and Chamath Palihapitiya, they sold some of their position. Keyword, some. So listen to this, guys. A security filing on April 14th revealed that founder Sir Richard Branson sold more than 5.5 million shares of Virgin Galactic at over $150 million over the previous 3 days, I'm assuming prior to that. And Branson with venture capitalist Chamath Palihapitiya, you guys know, they took Virgin Galactic public in 2019 through a SPAC merger, and in March, a month before Branson's share sale, Palihapitiya also sold his personal stake in the company of 6.2 million shares for around $213 million. And just that sentence alone is a bit misleading. And this is the misconception, I think. A lot of people feel like, oh, they're dumping out completely of their positions. No, guys, they're not. Palihapitiya, whose fund still controls almost 16 million shares, declared, quote unquote, "I continue to be a significant investor in Virgin Galactic through Social Capital, Hedo Sophia Holdings, and I remain as dedicated as ever to Virgin Galactic's team, mission, and prospects." So what are they doing here, guys? What's Richard doing? What is Chamath doing? They're raising capital. And mind you, Richard Branson, oh my goodness, do you know he has other companies, right? And he has airline companies under his belt. And do you guys know how poorly those businesses have been doing? So what I think is going on, Richard Branson is selling out of his Virgin Galactic stake, some of it at least, right? And he's taking that capital to hurt, or to help rather, his hurting, his wounded airline business. That's just what's happening, because he knows this capital right now, it could be better used to help the airline business survive, because Virgin Galactic still has a long ways to go, 5, 10, 15 years. So I'm looking at it like, okay, he can put Virgin Galactic on the back burner for now, help his airline business that's struggling like crazy in his other businesses, right? And that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. And Chamath, he literally sold 6.2 million shares, right? And he still has 16 million shares. And granted, he did sell a decent chunk. What is that? Like 25% of his holdings, so that's nothing small. That's a pretty big sale, but he's still heavily invested, so there is a little bit of misconception there. And Cathie Wood also sold out. I don't know if this is going to raise red flags to you guys, but recently in Monday's session, this Monday that just passed, ARK Invest sold nearly 600,000 shares of Virgin Galactic at around $22, slightly above $22, and Cathie Wood's firm sold 275,000 from its ARK X fund, which, mind you, they just started that fund recently, so they're already selling out of Virgin Galactic in that fund, which it's kind of weird to me. I mean, I don't think anything fishy is going on, but I don't know. That's just, I don't want to say it's a red flag either. I'm just like, why are you selling out? Did you not just buy this recently, a couple of weeks ago when you started the fund? But she did. She sold out, or shall I say ARK Invest sold out, the whole team there. And they also sold out of 315,000 shares in the ARK Q fund, which is the Autonomous Technology and Robotics Fund. So overall, in the short term, past couple of months, we've seen the rotation out of the higher speculative growth SPAC stocks, and I don't even want to say growth stocks because Virgin Galactic doesn't even make money, so it's not even a growth stock yet. It's a speculative stock. At the end of the day, that is what it is. And if you have too much money, or let me rephrase this, if you're getting too nervous about Virgin Galactic, you're sweating because of the price action, the bottom line is you have too much money in Virgin Galactic. You should not be freaking out about this, because if you position yourself correctly, and I'm not here to tell you what to do, but the way I look at it, let's put it this way, is when I look at a stock market portfolio, I want to have a base built of blue chip companies, strong growth companies that I really believe in, and then around that, I can do my higher risk stuff. So if you built your portfolio like that, and you have Virgin Galactic as a teeny tiny piece of it, you should be fine. You shouldn't be sweating, freaking out, because you understood this when you got in, or at least you should have, that this is a very speculative stock that could go to $150, $200 per share, and it also could go bankrupt. So if you're freaking out about this sell-off, the truth is, like I said, you are too heavy in Virgin Galactic. So as for me, I am not selling out, and maybe I'll even consider buying more here, and I'm just holding on. That's just the truth of the matter. And you all know, I mean, I was in at $18. That's my average cost. I believe I added a little bit more in the mid-20s, so my average cost right now is probably about $20, and I didn't sell a dime of the stock at $60. I could have taken a 300x or not 300x, gosh, a 300% profit, but I didn't do it, and quite frankly, I could care less, because I'm holding this long term. It's a speculative play for me, and I'm not just going to dump it at 300% profit or here now that I'm pretty much back at my average cost. If anything, like I said, I might add more, because look, there's a lot more upside, in my opinion, than there is downside in the short term, and of course in the long term. That's just my opinion, right? And we have earnings coming up here on the 4th of May, so we're going to be watching out for that. And on top of that, guys, we have another test flight, and I almost forgot. The fact that the test flight was pushed back, we had problems with the test flight as well. That could have been a reason why the stock has been faltering over the past couple of months. But finally, May is going to be a big month, this upcoming month, right? We have VSS Unity's next test flight, which is what I'm talking about here. That is planned as of now for 2021. And the test was rescheduled for February, but then it was scrapped as the team continued working on the interference issue. Like I said, the fact that it was scrapped in February, that caused the stock to go down a lot as well. And Cole Glazier, the CEO, he said the delay obviously didn't help stock prices, and I really like what he said here. And he said it's important to put points on the board and meet market expectations. Of course, guys, right? You have to please the shareholders to some extent, but the company's focus right now is on safety at each step and the decades ahead. So what that means, in other words, is Cole Glazier, he's not really focused too much on what the stock's doing in the short term or investors' concerns right now. He's focused on getting the company ahead, one foot after the other, and he's looking at 5-10 years down the line. And as a CEO, I like the vision there. I like what he's doing. And for that reason, again, I'm holding on. I'm still bullish, and I might add more to this stock. And the fact that we have that test flight coming up, and if it goes well, guys, this stock could easily be mid-20s, high 20s, low 30s again. And we have a big resistance coming up at about $35, and that's not really coming up. I mean, that is 13 bucks away, but that is where I think it could end up going. 28, 30, 32, $35, and we'll see. If the test flight, if all goes well, that should probably happen. We should see a breakout, but on the flip side, it's a double-edged sword, right? If this test flight, we see another problem, we could go right back to the teens. That is the risk here that you are taking, especially if you're playing this as a short-term play. And they're also introducing a new spaceship. Almost forgot to mention this. They actually already did. It's called the VSS Imagine. You guys can see the picture right here. And VSS Imagine will commence ground testing and will do glide flights this summer. So that could also be a catalyst as they are, expanding their fleet of ships here. That could be a catalyst that could also move the stock. So overall, guys, I'm still bullish. I'm holding on. This is a spec play for me that I think longer term could pan out, and it could be played as a trade as well. There's a lot of short-term upside. Like I said, especially if the test flight goes well and we get more insights around the data around the test flight. So I'm excited. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I'd love to know as always. And if you all enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. You might as well turn on the notification bell as well. We do content like this every single day. So if you all enjoyed it, hey, turn on that notification bell. Check out the free Discord chat and the Facebook group down below. Check out my Patreon as well if you want to work further with me. Get buy and sell alerts, call outs, morning update videos. That's on Patreon. And you all could get 30 bucks from M1 Finance. That's free. And 10 bucks from Coinbase. There's money waiting for you down below there, guys. 40 bucks literally from Coinbase and M1. So go get that. I'll see you all later on. Thanks for watching as always. Again, stay safe out there. Keep crushing the markets, guys. Peace out.